I'd be interested to know also a little bit when you did a side-by-side comparison with the traditional CSM role. Um, what's the difference? Is it more on the technical side, or are there other things that are different as well?
Yeah. So in my research, I also wanted to know like, how does this compare to the traditional CSM role, right? So if you look at this chart on the left hand side, you see sort of the traditional CSM as we all know it, driving adoption, renewals, expansions, right, across a portfolio of accounts, acting as like a facilitator, coordinating engineering support, the customer, running QBRs, success plans. And then you can see the compensation there at the bottom. So that's sort of the CSM role as we know it. And then if we compare that to a forward deployed engineer, there's a few things. So one is on a design level. So they figure out the actual technical solution to the customer's problem and how it fits in their system, and then their ability to write real production software, so to code, deliver working code, and then deploy that, so shipping that software live inside the customer's environment, and then keeping it running, iterating and improving over time, and then building that evaluation framework that I mentioned, which is like a report card for the AI to prove that it works in the customer's real data. And then they also run things like hackathons. They're spending days on site building alongside the customer's team. So they're like, think of them as like embedded inside the customer's organization. They would work with far fewer customers than a CSM, much more coding, engineering background, deploying, feeding information again back to product. So these are like, they're actually like very different roles.
Mhm. Yeah. I think this fits in with the question we have from one of our audience. So, where Andrea Carlson asked, where does the partnering with the client to define goals and outcomes come in? More than a delivery, more than discovering their requirements. So I guess here's where you're giving the answer that it really links back to the understanding how you make these couple of customers that you own wildly successful, right?
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why like AI native companies basically realized that like if they were going to ship in sort of software, that the customer wasn't going to get anything meaningful from that software unless they actually helped them do that. Like unless they made sense of the customer's data, mapped out some workflows, actually like put the AI to work. And so like very different role again than the CSM.
Yeah, you're taking it from really explaining what the system does to embedding the system within that company. So I'm assuming again, we also need to be talking about enterprise level deals here, because if you look at the comp and you look at the fact that they only own one or two customers, we're very, very deep embedded into a single larger organization, right?
Yes, yes. And very often, a forward deployed engineer is assigned to enterprise level accounts, particularly for companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. But smaller AI native companies, they'll leverage forward deployed engineers even for smaller accounts when they're first getting going. They won't be as deeply sort of ingrained in the customer, but just imagine like these companies don't have a lot of customers yet. They want to make sure that their software is wildly successful. They want to feed how the customer is using it back into their product team. And so in that case, they'll have forward deployed engineers assigned even to non enterprise level accounts.